us a long time to write songs. We have to go and rehearse, we have to play, we have to work on it. We employ. They are talking about unemployed. We employ 50 people, never mind, you know, unemployment. We take 50 people who would be unemployed and we take them on the roadways. That's what it costs, and it's as cheap as it can be. And you just have to take my word for it.
Yeah, this is an issue. We've had a lot of questions, and a lot of people are saying that pop concerts are
It's
too
very expensive. It's, you know, find another hobby. It's too expensive.
Joanne Hanley.
A few of your earlier fans feel your music's become too commercialised. How do you feel about that?
I think the music's much more commercial than it was. That doesn't make me think it's worse. I think it's much better music. This thing of your, you know, commercial. I'll just tell you one thing I've always disliked. There is people who say I like this album and I don't like that album and this and that, and that's fine. You can never do nothing about that. But there's people who, I tell you what I hate, elitism. There's people who, oh, you were my wee band and now I've got to share you with that guy down the road who's a car mechanic. And, you know, you were my wee band and I didn't, you know, that's so pathetic. It's like the band is, I believe we make music that is for everyone. I'd like to think our music is universal, and that's all really.
Justin McLaren.
Do you feel as a rich musician that you have the right to preach to the young about issues such as drug abuse?
No.
And would you?
Where does rich come into it? What's rich and £8 for a ticket and you're working with? You're all like old woman. What rich and let's have that question again and drop the rich, because rich has got nothing to do with it. So, and I'm no rich. But let's have the question again.
Well, you've got great influence over people. Do you feel that influence can lead, you know, you should use that influence to tell people about drug abuse and stop them?
No, I don't. I write about what's in my heart and what's in my mind. I don't write for a point of view of preaching. On the last tour, we adopted a cause for Amnesty International because we had just written 2 or 3 albums that when put under the microscope and someone said, what are these songs about? These songs had kind of visions in them and dreams in them. Naive as it may seem, dreams of some kind of universal peace, some kind of a universal love and universal freedom. You can only talk about that so much in the face of what's going on in the world. Not just people say today, it's been gone like that forever. There comes a point where you have to put your money where your mouth is, and on our last tour we adopted that cause. We had the chance. Like when you get to be in the charts, you get access to a lot more kind of media, obviously, than you would when you're a small kind of cult band. Like you get asked to be on shows like this. We were astute enough to take these alleyways and try and put over something good, something more than self-ego, something more than self-gratitude. And we tried to spread the word for that band. We didn't try to preach. Like, we didn't go on stage for 20 minutes and preach. I think people in rock have tried that before and, you know, let themselves down.
You want to go in?
What are your opinions on Red Wedge, and would you consider joining them?
I don't know much about Red Wedge, believe it or not, because I was out of the country for most of the period where it was coming to a head. But to be honest, at the risk of putting my neck on a chopping block here, I don't think there's a lot of love involved in Red Wedge. There's a lot of moaning. And I always work from a different angle. You know, people moaning about the government this and the government that. That's okay to a point, but it's a very, very obvious kind of thing to do. I'd like to see people. I mean, I just imagine we'd the most kind of heavenly government on earth, and you and I meet in the street, and we treat each other with sheer disdain, no kind of love. You know, that's where red wedge and stuff. You know, it's just too obvious to blame it on the government. The government only answer for so many questions. I believe in the individual as well.
How do you feel about the fact that they support one political party? Would that put you off? They support the Labour Party openly.
Well, I'm with them. I'm more with them there. But I just find that, you know, it's just like this. You know, it's like red wedge, you know, there's no warmth here. It's very, very, very British and very, very English.
Yeah, front row.
Me.
If you were asked by any political company, would you actually promote them at all?
I don't know. It's so. Yeah, like I said, if there's a heavenly party. Do you know what I mean by that? It's not just. You know, you just get so let down by these these kind of parties. It's hard just now. It's hard for me just now to sort of imagine. Because in my background, obviously Labour goes in your heart. But I don't know. I can't wait for the new field of young politicians that maybe come up, some kind of visionaries, somebody with great energy. I wish there was I'll talk about Scotland just now because I'm Scottish and we're here, but I wish there was a kind of Jimmy Reid that was about 18-year-old or 19 just now and coming up. That would fire me up, but I don't know, it's just so obvious, you know, in rock, blame the government. I mean, you know, you're white, you've got a passport, you can go anywhere, absolutely anywhere in the world. You know, you can get up and walk, you can hitchhike, you can get on a boat.
That's what some say, get on a bike, for that matter.
You can just do it. That's the way you're fighting back, I think.
What are your views on apartheid?
I really don't have anything new to say on that subject, but I think it's a Dutch word, and I think the correct way to say it is apartheid, and an emphasis on the hate. So
it's been reported that you said that you would go and play in South Africa, but you would play in the black townships.
Oh,
is that right?
Yeah, there's bands now who are saying that, you know, they're getting new deals, and they say that they don't want their records on sale there and such as a protest. I think that's playing into the hands, because there's, you know, South African people there who want music, and they can be on the good side, you know, and you don't want to totally. I mean, I would play there as long as you'd done all the work up front and everyone had the freedom to come.
That would still get you put in the UN blacklist, I think, though.
Well, I wouldn't play then.
You wouldn't?
Not if it was like that. I don't. You know, there's people there. If you can go and spread good, you know, the UN blacklist. If you're going to spread, just because they've messed it up, they're going to blacklist us.
Yeah.
The UN's on my blacklist.
Charlotte Robinson.
Do Simple Minds think of themselves as a Christian group?
Even that term is, you know, it's too. Yes and no. I mean, when you think of Christian, you think of these newborn Christian freaks in America, and it's all very, very material, but I think Jesus Christ had great things to say. I think the Krishnas have great things to say. I I don't think we're a Christian group. I don't think we're not